Hello, 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 hello. We here. It's Sunday afternoon. Sunday. We done watched LMAH or LAMH. Love and Marriage. Huntsville. And I would say the episode was pretty good. I'm going to give a moment for people to get in here so we could talk about what's going on. I mean, I thought the episode was pretty good. And what we don't have, what are the millimeters going to do? I mean, what are they going to do? Because I feel like Carlos Kingdom is showing out. I feel like they are showing out. And I don't know. I feel like they are showing out. Really, 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 really showing out. And let me check some things first. Yeah, I feel like they are showing out something terrible over there. I was just I'm sitting right there. So let me give us a couple more minutes. Did I start my stream? Yeah, we started. Look, to make sure I was live. Okay. Let me put my goddamn glasses back on so I can see the stuff, honey. I can't see. Well, honey, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good season. It was not boring at all. You know, people kept saying that they weren't gonna have nothing to talk about because all they talk about is Mel. And what I did notice, and I don't believe anybody even said her name. So they were showing out. They were showing out because if there's another season, I expect Coleslaw to be on there. Coleslaw to be on there. I just was shocked. I mean, truly shocked. Like, I was gagged so hard. I mean, but what is this? This is season 10, episode 1. And all the things, honey, all the things. So, as soon as, look, I'm trying to make sure I got stuff right. Because this was, I don't know. It was different. It was, I would say when we start out, we see the, how the lineup is. I think the optics look great. They kind of did everybody like their Instagram pages or whatever, how many followers they had. I really, honestly, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna tell you what, I enjoyed it better than Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I hate to say that, but I did. It was pretty good. I will say that much. So let me give you a moment to get in here, and we're gonna get it going, honey. Because it was some things I was like, and if everybody has to give their life because we're on a reality show, Martel should have to also. And that would include bringing on Coleslaw. I know all of us women don't see it for Coleslaw. But since they did what they did this season, I'm like, shit. If it was like a business decision, I also would think for ratings because people are going to come to see the mess anyways. So that's one way of thinking about it. Then we got, I think that everybody's pulling. They came to work. Looks like to me. They didn't came in to work. And it's going to be, I feel like, a good time will be had. So let's see here. We have 5 minutes. Let's go.
That wasn't Carmen!
Hey, hold on. I didn't Tricia when my boys are okay? Like, what the are you talking about? I tell you
I think all the stuff he said has been awful.
But how would you
extremely below the, I wouldn't deal with him
that? Okay.
at all.
And of course,
Letitia got on live.
Yeah, one thing we know about Martel is Martel's a liar. You keep playing with the fans' mind and tell them, hey, I got proof. Show your proof. Leave me alone because I can say a lot more.
You talk about me and mine, I'm finna talk about you and yours now.
How do you ladies feel about Markel's interview? I was blown back.
I said, this ain't the fakest ghetto backwoods looking
Facts, right?
like, yeah, no, bro.
I brought one of many.
I don't have time. There is no response for the dumb.
Trish, don't sit here and exclude all of the 15, 16, 17, 18 years that I had with our children and me and you before he came. Don't sit here and act like none of that existed.
Marquez is a handful.
You think?
What is the status of your divorce?
It's filed. It's filed, yes.
I ain't seen no paperwork. That's still my wife.
Marquez wants to be with Trish still.
You think?
They're not divorced yet?
No, they're not divorced yet. He contested the divorce.
Bruh.
If she would take him back, he would go in a heartbeat. Just knowing Ken is there, it's like he feels like he don't stand a chance.
Hey, mother-in-law.
Oh, no, Lord Jesus.
Oh, yes.
Don't be playing with me.
She's okay with Destiny dating her son, Lance, but then he just had a baby.
I'm not accepting any more lies when it comes to me.
Ken is moving too fast. Trish is moving too slow.
Marquez and Trish gonna mess around and get back together.
It's out here making babies. You need to let people know you have unprotected sex out here, though.
I don't disagree.
This is a lot, and it's just getting started.
We keep it moving all day, all night. Yeah, ain't no stopping us. Drop that. We ain't stopping. You know. We keep it moving all day, all night. Yeah, all day, all night. Yeah, ain't no stopping us.
Right. So that's how it started out. And let's talk about some things when we get started. So they want to know who was right and who was wrong. Who's right? Who's wrong? I feel like if you're going to dance with the devil, you got to be able to dance with the devil. I like Letitia. If you're going to dance with the devil, which is Martel, you got to be prepared for his antics. That's the way I see it. She went on, what is that? On, oh, Lord have mercy. She went on to Carlos King's and she said all these egregious and salacious things about Martel. Martel said, okay, we playing like that? I'm about to bring your husband's bitch on my damn podcast. Now, when we seen this girl, we was like, but then you know what? I'll put that past no man. Then people went dug up this woman's pictures and we saw that she was possibly a video vixen in her time. But you know, all of us look good when we was young, so she let herself go. She looked. I couldn't see him with her, but if it was back in that time, I don't know. Maybe she had a good night. I don't know. I don't know, because just comparing her to Tisha is just like, oh, really? But you know what? A lot of times, men, they fuck down instead of fuck up. So I don't know. Could be. I don't know. But he brought this woman in on that podcast. And it was a mess. I'm like, oh, okay. We supposed to believe this? Him and Cold Slop. And the other hoe, I don't even know what the name was, but whatever that hoe is over there. Y'all come in, like up the live. Please, please, please like up the live so I can get my lives and the algorithm better. Okay, so we start out with, let me get my little notes over here. We start out with Tisha, Marceau, and the kids, and they're at the house, a house they redid. They're waiting on Scott Manor to get done, but they really redone this house nicely. I'm like, oh, that's cute. I think I want me a black kitchen. It's cute. I like it. It's a cute house, a small home. Look like it's built maybe in the late 70s or something like that. because I got an older home. My house built 1970. So, but her house it looks small that they stand in, but I like that black door. I like all of it. So they're there. She's talking with the kids in the kitchen. They're in there cooking or whatever, and she got the kids in there, and she asked the son to take the do-rag off. Then Marcel walks in because she was talking to the son about college, when you go to school, meeting girls or whatever. And then Marcel walks in, he tells the son the same thing, take the do-rag off. Hell, we filming, take that shit off. So we go on to understand that Tricia and Marcel will be celebrating either 19 years of marriage. He said they are the longest first-time married Scots. So not the longest people been married on the show, but the longest people in his family that's been married for the first time. Not second marriage, it's their first marriage, and they've been married 19 years. So they're all in there talking and everything, and all of a sudden, who was rolling up? Miss Wanda. Now, you know what? Miss Wanda, she is going to bring it. And honey, she ain't miss one beat. She came walking in with that leopard on. And she got to get down to business. And so, Marcel says, when he sees his mother-in-law, he knows the Lord is giving him another battle. So she come in there, she sits on the couch right next to him. And he said, I gotta keep my enemies in front of me. And he gets up and moves. And she said, you acting like Martel. What was that all about? Martel. And he goes, I don't know. And he goes, Martel, and the young woman. Do you know the young woman? So she's questioning, doing the 21 questions. Do you know her? And you ain't saying shit really to for me to understand. Yeah, I don't feel like you're supporting my daughter like that. People looking at us left and right, my family and my daughter. What the hell is going on? Basically is what she's saying. And I don't give a shit about you saying you don't want to say nothing. No, you need to say something. This is what Miss Wanda is saying, because she said, I don't believe in any damn ways. And once I'm going to really dig until I find out if he know this young lady or not. Does he know that streetwalker? I don't know. I really don't know where they dug this woman up from. I don't know. So they have Marcel, clips of him explaining and say he is not even going to answer this. And I guess that's what's pissing off Miss Wanda, that he is not.
I wasn't Carmen.
Hey, hold on. I didn't Tisha.
He's not giving, none of this any light. He's like, I'm not talking about it. I'm not giving him nothing or whatever. But see, I think when your wife went over there to Carlos King, she should have shut up because she was dancing with the devil. And Martel don't give a damn about going low. He don't give a damn about going low with anybody. If he do it to his own ex-wife, he'll do it to anybody. Martel right there. So, like I said, Miss Wanda wants to know about it. Then we see Maurice and Monster. Monster is a very nice looking young man. And him and Kimmy are discussing college applications and that he may like to go to Ole Miss and some other college he named. I'm not very sure. I forgot. So, she was saying, when you go to college, like we all have these talks with our kids when they first going off. You go to college, there's a lot of things that you may be enticed to do, drinking, getting high, whatever. Just letting you know that once these things happen, you have to be responsible for your actions, basically. And then here goes Maurice. Maurice asked Monster, did your friends mention or did you hear anything about my DUI? And he's like, yeah, my friends talked about it and kind of made fun and laughed at it. And he was like, well, did your friends laugh when they found out it was dismissed? So I guess this is his way of getting this shit out there, the dismissed DUI. So they talk a little bit. Monster walks back into the other room. Kimmy lets Maurice know that she was looking at a property that she will be listing for 30,000 square feet. So, it's a commercial property. She was talking about she can't wait till Jordan Lane gets together. I guess Marceau is working on that for them. And he said, Marceau's good, but he's slow. And then he asked her about, have you seen Scott Manor? She said, I ain't got time to be looking at other shit. I'm trying to get my shit going, basically, is what she said. So, and then she had mentioned to him, hey, I met with, because, yes, we were talking about Scott Manor, and Tisha's over there at that little house cramped up. We talked the other day at Black. And let me tell you something. Chris was throwing you under the bus about some NDAs, and somehow some young dudes were talking to the older dudes or the OGs of cheating about how you handle the side chick. And they asked him about NDAs, and he was like, well, that's something that he doesn't do, but maybe it sounds more like Marcel and Maurice. Kimmy ain't like that shit. So she asks Maurice, did you get some side chicks to sign NDA? And Maurice says, I haven't never had anyone to sign an NDA. She said, no. Have you had some side chicks to sign the NDA? He said, I said I had never had anyone. She said, why are you answering the question like this? Just tell her, no, I ain't had no side chicks to sign no NDA. I guess he's trying to let her know I ain't had nobody. And that encompasses everybody. And, she was just like, you could have just answered it better. I don't know how you can't even answer this right or whatever. Twist on words or whatever, or play on words. So that's that with them. They're discussing this NDA. And then we get on to Destiny. I guess it's kind of the DNA of it, because this episode is called, NDAs and DNA. So the DNA part is Lance got a baby out there. So that leads us to Destiny and Martel. And Destiny, she's going into the office. Really, Destiny? And we find out that Destiny has been a licensed realtor for 19 years. And I'm thinking to myself, you've been a realtor for 19 years. You should be accomplished by now. Because I don't believe Kimmy has been a realtor that long. And because remember how she was down bad after her husband left her. And so it seems to me that once she married her husband or got with her husband, she wasn't doing nothing. I think she just really wants to be the kind of kept lady. I really believe so. Because if you had your real estate license and you're around with the comeback crew or whatever they was calling themselves, the comeback gang or whatever, seems like you would have been making strides with different people, y'all was having all these different with the comeback, whatever it was, the comeback, and they would have these business conferences and stuff. I'm pretty sure she didn't been to them, and you were a realtor. Seems like to me you wouldn't have been so down bad if you were, that go-getter. But she's there. And she was talking with another lady about the listings that they may be listing. And then Martel comes in. She calls him Inspector Gadget. He has on his, trench coat look or whatever. Black. And Destiny wants Martel to let her list some of his properties. And he was like, I already kind of promised Chris, But she was like, I'm going to get on that too. And I feel like, okay, we know Chris is a realtor. We see him acting in that. I just feel like Destiny just throws shit. I don't think she's responsible like that. It just don't seem like. And I'm pretty sure that's what Martel is picking up on. You are just getting back in the game. This man is good. He has the different qualities, and he got it. This is what he do. He ain't just a fly by night realtor. Where is Destiny? She's, I feel like, grasping for straws and trying to get herself back into a situation where she could be above water. So she talks about basically, I want to get on that, and you can help me. So they're having their conversation, and she goes on to ask him about what's going on with him. And here we go. Let me go over here to the media access. I gotta let y'all see this because I was just gagged. I was like, what? So here he goes. Here goes Martel.
Trying to get her through nursing school.
Okay.
So I think that's
So you investing in your woman?
I better.
It's getting heavy.
Yeah, we good.
More
now.
serious,
like she keep on playing the cards right. She go get that ring type thing. Yeah. When I met Ariane, I was already married.
You guys have overcome some things in your relationship. One of the things is infidelity.
So did you actually do it?
It was sexual.
This other woman, and
no, she was a peasant.
Wow, you really said that?
Yeah. So Ari and I, we've had our ups and downs over the years. I've done things, said things that wasn't pleasant to her, like, I called her peasant, which I regret now. But, me being in a relationship at the time, that kind of what prompted it. But I don't think like that about Ari now. She's a good girl. She's very smart, a great parent. I feel that I'm lucky to even have her on my side. Yeah.
I'm glad to see that you're choosing to be a one-woman man.
For certain.
For certain.
Yeah. But anyway, how your love life coming along? You talk to Lance lately?
It was so good! I could not believe they put this girl's picture, her likeness on the show. I'm like, okay, from a business, entertainment type standpoint, I would say hell yes. Everybody else supposed to show their life. Martel should be able to show his. And his life is with the side chick, which is Coleslaw. You know what? People can get mad or whatever, but Melanie left the show. No, she was not fired. She left on her own recognizance. So they got to give us something to talk about. And I said, well, ain't that about a bitch? He said, she act right, honey. She may be getting that ring. But did you see how he kind of struggled to say, she said, so you're a one-woman's man now? And he go, sure. Hell no. A tiger don't change his stripes. So I don't, or a leopard don't change the spots. Or a zebra don't change her stripes either. I think, whether he's faithful to her or not, you get them and lose them how you got them or whatever. But I was just surprised they showed pictures of Ariane, a.k.a. Coleslaw, on the show and mentioned her name. He calls her his woman. Y'all know that was something. I was just like, and I'm watching it last night with my son, and he's like, what did you do? I said, well, the show started out with these beautiful couples, and he was married to another lady, then he cheated, but we found out that he was cheating on her with this other chick. And the side chick is gonna make me on you might as well say she on the show, because her picture is there. They mentioned her name and put her picture up there. I don't know. Y'all think she filming? Get in these comments and let me know. Do y'all think Ariane is filming? Because I'm trying to figure this out. I would like to know, is Ariane filming? And which I still watching. I mean, most people would watch it because we gotta see. We have to. I mean, like I said, I did not want to see. I hate to see the dissolution of anyone's marriage, point blank, period. I hate to see that. But I really feel like, okay, they're divorced. And they've been divorced since, 2021 or 2022, something like that? They've been divorced a while. That has been carrying this show ever since then. They had to divide the group. only film, Mel would only film with so many of them. When I filmed with him, they could not get along on screen. You could tell he was a man scoring as well as she's a woman scoring. He's a man scoring because she had the nerves to leave him. And she's a woman scoring because, hell, like most of us women, we would be scoring that our husbands not only cheating on me, he cheated on me with this woman for all these years, then you get this bitch pregnant, and the baby ain't much younger than my baby. Our baby shook him up. So, I just gagged about that. So he asks her about Lance, and then she talks about Lance had a baby. The DNA part of this title. But she never really came out and said it like they were exclusive. I mean, I just thought they was just screwing. I mean, he's young 30s, isn't he? And I know she gotta be right there Martel age. She gotta be 45 at least, I would imagine. Like I said, Destiny looked nice this season. She done dropped a little weight. She always has a little chubby face though, but she dropped the weight. The waistline looks nice. I did not like or care for her confessional look. I think she was kind of mimicking Portia a little bit, the gloves and all that. I mean, the outfit might have looked well, standing, but like Spillet Boy says, it didn't sit well. It didn't sit well. The way she was sitting there, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But yeah. So she talks to Martel about the podcast he did with the two. It's called Martel and the Two Hoes Podcast. I'm just playing. But anyways, they done dug up this back alley bitch that supposedly Marisol done laid up with, that they was meeting up at, what's the name of the place they were? He wouldn't even take the girl to the hotel. She coming down there to the office, place of work, and they doing after hour shit up in there instead of going to the hotels. There's a little small town. Y'all in Alabama. But now y'all gonna go to your workplace, and that's where she's supposed to be trucking off at. And we all saw it. I watched the podcast a little bit, but I honestly, when I saw it, I said, hell no. But then, like I said, people dug up pictures of her. They're like, oh, it could have been possibly, but it just lets you know, if so, men ain't shit anyways. I will say that. He ain't shit. But most times that's what men do. You got a nice girl at home, and then there is the women they cheat with is women of the night. And that bitch, that's what she look like, honey. And she look like she got some kind of habit right now. That's what she looked like to me. But Destiny was telling Martel, you were just damn wrong. Because Martel was mentioning that, I'm so glad I'm not on social media, because what Destiny had let Martel knew that she hadn't seen Lance since I guess they filmed the reunion. And then around Thanksgiving, he texts her and says, Happy Thanksgiving or something. She said she thought that was weird. And then she said, no, right after that, she go on social media and she see he has a baby. Whatever, y'all wasn't exclusive. So, and I don't believe he dated that long. So it is what it is. And like I said, he young and you're older. So, but like I say, she was trying to, tell Martel, you're better than that. And he was like, no, when you come for me, I'm coming for you. He was like, I'm chopping your head off. That's basically what he was saying. I'm going to chop your head off. And I said, dancing with the devil. Tisha decided to dance with the devil, and that's what happened. I mean, it was crazy. Straight crazy. I don't know. I don't know these people or whatever. But when Tisha got up there on the platform and said that we all know about Martel and the boys, basically. She got on there and said all that. He probably said, okay, all bets is off. I'm about to go and shut her mouth. And she probably did go back and cry. But when she might say that, I would have cried just looking at her. Girl. And like I said, Marcel, his mum's the word, because he ain't saying shit about it. So it does not need to be dignified with a response. No. Now, I think I kind of messed up a little bit on my little timeline of what happened. So I'm just going to get this shit on out the way. We have Marquez and Ken. They meet up. So, we got Tricia's ex. I don't even think they're divorced yet. Soon to be ex-husband and her boyfriend. They're meeting up at a gym. And they're there to talk things out. And maybe do a play date. I mean, they're talking about these kids like they babies. The boy is like 19 and the girl like she was, I don't know, 13 maybe. That they'll do a play date with the kids and maybe they can get some kind of understanding. And Ken lets him know that Trish does not trust him at all. And he said, it looks like they could build a bond before him and Trish. And what's his name? Marquez says, maybe one day we could all even go on a trip together. I'm like, a trip where? This ain't the Smiths. This ain't Will and Jada and first wife, or even Alicia Keys and what's his name? Oh God, Alicia Keys with that woman's husband. What the hell? They all went on vacation together, but it ain't them situation. Y'all Negroes ain't about to do all that. So I don't know. I think it's a bit much that you would expect to go on vacation. But don't it seem like Marquez, I don't know, don't he give like a little boy or a teenage boy? I ain't gonna say little boy, but he doesn't give grown men. I don't know. They said Tricia is an engineer. I just wonder what the heck does Marquez do for a living? Because he just seems, he seems on the level of a teenager. That's what I will say. I don't know. That's what I think. So they're talking about that. So who knows? But, I would say Marquez, he looks very young for his age. But to me, he looks young to me and act very young. And I guess him and Tricia probably been together about almost 20 years. Yeah, because the boy about 18, 19 years old. Okay, so now we're going to go on over to Miss Nell and Chris. Miss Nell and Chris, they're sitting there talking. And they're talking about how tired Lance is with his new baby. And how the new kids, grandbabies, is changing their lives, honey. Yes, it is. Because, honey, I understand their plight. I got 2 brand new grandbabies. One's 3 months and the other one is coming up on 2 months. And life is a little different, for me. First of all, having little babies in the house, because I ain't had them in the house in a very long time. The older grandkids are 12 and 13, and we got these 2 little babies back to back. So I can understand. So she was saying that, Lance is like one of the last ones to come and pick up the baby from the daycare. Close to last. And he's just looking tired. And I was like, how tired is he? Did we got the baby all night? Or he just the one to pick up the baby from daycare because they're going to his mama daycare. Now, so I don't know how much I really, And then so Chris, what was unexpected that Chris had a baby. So he got a baby too. So Lance got 3, Chris got 1. So also, as they're talking and everything, and Chris let Miss Nell know that, hey, I ran into Martel today and he's going to come over. She was like, what? Because she was saying, because Martel, they had me set up. And one thing I was thinking, Because even though they talked about her being set up, they still never mentioned Mel's name. They didn't. So Martel, you know, he rings the doorbell to come in, and Miss Nell, being Miss Nell, like, hey, yeah, my blood pressure all high. I done went live in my real hair, freckles and all. I thought Miss Nell didn't look bad with her real hair. You know, sometimes I like to see people outside of their wigs. I mean, like me, I now need to dye my hair. I'll dye it this weekend. I mean, one day this week, because I got a funeral, not a funeral, but a wake I'm going to go to on Thursday. I do run a daycare, and I've been in business since 2010. And one of my daycare children passed away last week at the age of 15. I'm not sure what happened. His parents are from Canada, and lovely couple, lovely people. You know, especially when, you know, because most of my children I deal with are not like me. They like this. So, and just remembering this little boy, you know, kind of being around, and, you know, he was, you know, just different. I mean, I say different, but, you know, he was mostly into like farm stuff, and his parents like, I don't know where he gets that from, you know, but he was a happy little boy. And I just, you know, just shocked to know when I looked on Facebook and saw it, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm having health problems last week, but honey, I couldn't even imagine, you know, that's some of the worst things ever. So yeah, that's me as a daycare provider. So, you know, I feel me. Look, me and Miss Nell, we kind of see each other. We got 2 new grandbabies, and we both run daycares. Okay. So, you know, and I do the reality stuff. She's on TV. I'm on YouTube. I think, and both of our parents are born the same year. But Miss Nell, I thought Miss Nell was about 60. Maybe she is about my age. I'm 52. She could be 53 or so. I don't know. But anyway, so we get all through that. Martel walks in. She start, you know, going at it. Because we're going to be talking about the Polo Classic Gate. Me, Miss Nell, talking to the harlot, which is Coleslaw. She said, you know, I would never. Because I'm like, well, you know, it's not a big deal. I would speak, you know. It's not like you're trying to be her friend or anything, you know, unless you're really good friends with Mel. But it didn't seem like Mel was that friendly to y'all last year. So I don't know. But she thought Martel had set that up with the pictures and everything. And he said, I would never do that. Now, Martel, when you trying to do all these things to Mel, they got you locked up. So I don't know. She also says that, you know, I don't know if I can believe him or not, you know. That's what she says in the confessional. So, but Martel's like, you know, I feel like I'm owed an apology. They both look at each other, and Miss Nell did apologize. And then they go on to talk about Martel and the Two Hoes podcast. And they both basically said they didn't, you know, they couldn't blame him for doing it. They see why he did it. They said because they don't, the Scots don't, how can I say it? They don't put, like, they're not revealing what's going on with them, you know. Because somebody had said at one time, I don't know how true it was, that they put up this facade, you know, Marcel and Tricia, and at one time they were separated. I don't know how true that was. Allegedly. I don't know how true that was or not. But, and by you being on the show, they expected you to give your life. But Miss L, y'all give me your life. You know, everybody want to keep, you know, some of the shit that you don't want on TV, not on TV. So she said, you know, they understand. I think, and also because of what Tricia said. And like I said, if they talked about how Tricia went on Carlos King platform and got to run in her mouth. And Martel came back, because you can do a little bit of this. But Martel came back like this, and he was like, I'm going to do you one better. We all was ready for that live. Well, it was actually a upload, wasn't it? It wasn't really a live. It was an upload. And they took forever to get that damn thing uploaded on Coleslaw YouTube channel. So then we go to Trish and Ken in the truck. I don't know where they was going. They was driving. The whole time he holding her hand. I don't know. It just seems like he's so extra with her. Like really trying to be affectionate, and she ain't there. I don't think the woman really like him. I'm just being honest. I mean, she might like what he could do for her, but it just don't seem like her heart's in it. And we got the same old story. Like, I don't even understand why Trish and them is really here. I really don't. That's a couple we could have did without. And on this first episode, we're not seeing them interact with the other couples. To me, it should have been Trish somehow speaking to one of the other couples. It shouldn't have been they got their own little bubble going on over here. So we'll be about to have the Trish and Ken show, a spinoff, Trish, Ken, and Marquez. I don't know. To me, it's the same old storyline from last season. Is she or is she not divorced yet? Will she or will she not marry this man? And they're talking about Marquez. So that brings us to who we got next coming on here. I'm trying to remember it all. I'm about to go on to it. Trish and her friend. Now, Trish is at home. And her friend comes over. A friend that she meets from the gym. And I will say this. Tricia, to me, and the friend from the gym, Sharon, I think Sharon was working hard to try to get in that goddamn scene. That's what I think. But it is what it is. But I'm trying to do two things at one time. But I feel like that Tricia doesn't really want to get divorced. And she just wants to lead Ken on. So anyways, we come to their house where Tricia and Ken lives. And so Tricia is there and her friend Sharon from the gym comes over. And Tricia said, "Oh, you looking so foxy." I think she said foxy. And the woman said, "You know, I do it for the vine." I said, "Is that what she said?" Because I'm like, she said, "I do it for the vine." Have people still say that? I don't know. She came over there and they're talking about Marquez. You know, and she said, Tricia goes, "I feel like Marquez is doing things to get on my nerves. And, just to, create hell for me, basically." And I go, okay. And then she starts talking about how, that Ken and, what's his name? Ken and Marquez, like they really trying to be friends, basically. And she said that Marquez had moved back to Huntsville, but the kids ain't seen him. So, they're talking and she's telling all this to the friend. And I'm using friend loosely because Miss Sharon, I don't know, to me, she came in like that Shanita was last year trying to come at Tisha. I feel like, and I will say this for all the men on the show, except for Martel, even though like Miss Wanda come in and be coming at Marceau, I feel like he has respect for Miss Wanda and he don't talk just crazy to her. Because these days, these young people don't give a damn. This generation, what is it, Z, Y, or whoever the hell, these young folks, they don't give a damn. You talk crazy to them, they about to talk crazy to you. And what I noticed when the whole Sharon and well, before we get there, let me go on back over here. So Sharon is asking questions about Marquez, and she asks, is a divorce final? And when you know it, the door opens up, and it's Marquez. Now, we see Marquez just walking into her home. I assume that's what he did, but I'm sure he said he was dropping off the daughter. So somehow he ended up getting the daughter from the brother or whatever, and he walks in the house. So maybe he walks in first and the daughter's behind. I don't know, but he said something about the daughter. So Miss Sharon looks up and see him, and she goes, since you here, I'm Sharon. I feel like Miss Sharon is coming in real hot. You're coming in hot for a person you don't even know. You don't know how this man might react to you because he don't know you. And she started coming at him. He was like, do we know each other? And he was like, no, I never met you. And he was like, well, I've been friends with her for 4 years. Okay, but you've been friends with her for 4 years? Shit, we've been together way longer than that. So you don't know her like I know her. And she don't. I need Miss Sharon to shut the fuck up. You wanted to live 15 minutes of fame, so you working hard trying to be the friend of the show. Because that's what this is all about. She wants to be the friend of the show. Now, I'm thinking to myself, okay, she's the friend of the show, trying to impress, but to me, it looks dumb. Because in real life, most men wouldn't let somebody they don't know talk crazy to them. That's why I was saying that, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Marquez is a very respectful person. He has to be, because he respectfully tried to put her back in her place. Like, so you don't know me? Don't say my name. Don't talk about me. You have nothing to say to me because I don't know you. And you don't know me. She came in hot like he was her man. Walking in here, I don't understand it. And to me, it was only for TV. We're going to get on TV here and act the fool here. And you want to talk. And then Tricia dumb ass talking about, he up here going back and forth with this grown ass woman. He a grown ass man, ain't he? He got to be. Y'all been dealing with each other since y'all was in high school. So I don't know how you were when you had your first kid. So you got to be somewhere damn near 40. And we know she's going to have a 38th birthday party. So he's somewhere around her age. But I'm just like, it's ridiculous. And the friend should have stayed in her place. She should have told her friend, pipe down. And if I would have been the friend, first of all, I wouldn't have never did that. And I would have seen things going sideways, even if he would have came at her like that. But we know. I said, what Marquez up to? Is he about to go off somewhere and cry? Because that's usually what he does. So I'm like, he tried to handle it very respectful. But, and that's why I was saying, maybe that's the Southern charm that the people have. Because these young dudes around here would have told her and cussed her out something terrible. So I guess she kind of knew what she was dealing with, or knew he wasn't going to act up on her, because most men would have cut up on her. I'm trying to download this thing, and it's taking forever to download it. I don't know why. But I applaud Marquez for not cutting up on her like he could have, because he could have cut up on her and tore her down, because it was uncalled for. The situation is between him and Tricia, not between you and him. And you only known Tricia for 4 years. You ain't really talked to her that much. You said you ain't seen her at the gym. Oh, we do know Tricia and Ken has built a gym, I think in their home or something, for $10,000. But Tricia, your friend has no business in your marital business because you're still married to Marquez. Because the friend asked you, are you divorced? And to me, or is divorce final? And if she was a friend, a close friend, she would have known that or not. But she asked that on camera. So, these people trying to get ready for the, get the scene together. Because like I say, why are they here? The story with the rest of them is fine. I mean, but why? What is Tricia and Ken adding? Where are they fitting in? Because, I mean, I guess she'll be hanging out with the ladies. And maybe the guys taking in Ken. But where's Marquez? I mean, because it seems like we have a Tricia and Ken show going on, along with Love and Marriage Huntsville. And when are they going to intersect? Because the storyline is getting old. Are you divorced? And having play dates. I'm like, what the fuck is we having play dates for these grown ass kids? Maybe he could have used better wording. I don't know. But I just thought, how dreadful. I don't know. So I'm trying to upload this. It's been doing it forever. I'm doing it on my phone, trying to upload it to the media assets. But yeah, I just feel like they should have. They could have did without them. Because once we found out she went over to Martel's home, and we went over to Martel's home, and the evidently he said he seen her on Instagram, and when he saw her in person, basically he was saying, because she said he did try to come on to her, he was saying in so many words that she wasn't, she didn't look like he thought she was going to look. So I'm adding this here. Let me see if I can get that on there. And then I would will show the clip that I wanted to show. I don't know. But while we're waiting on that to go, so I'm on my phone here too. Oh God, now I gotta wait a minute. It says what? I'll tell you, technology will be really messing with you. Okay, for some reason I don't want to let me upload. If not, I ain't gonna worry about it. But yes, basically, hey Brandy, are you doing your live at 3:30? Okay. Girl, I'm almost finished here. So we finishing up. So I'm just saying like this. I think that the episode was pretty good. I don't think we need Trish and Ken. I feel like, we don't like coleslaw, but she here now. They didn't put her on the screen. And from an executive point, money point, I think that Carlos should let Ariane come on and film. Melody is not here. And she should be able to film. That's where I'm going to go with it. Yeah, she waiting for her time to shine, honey. He said that's his woman. But did you notice how he did not, when Destiny had asked him about being faithful, a one woman's man, he kind of stuttered with that a little bit. But I was just a little shocked. I said, "Oh, they had a nurse put her picture up, and say her name." What she said? I feel the fact that they're showing her picture says that she signed the release. Yes, I believe so. I believe she'll be on the episode pretty soon. Yes, but like I said, I don't think Ken and Tricia needs to be on there at all. Not at all. I don't feel like they really give nothing for the show. I feel like the main characters were fine, but they didn't look like Tricia and Ken a part of the main cast now. And we already found out, about her and Martel. There's going to be a fight, I guess, between Marquez and Ken. So I don't know what else. Even if it's only Martel, no Ken and Trish, the story is produced and we're not here for it. I know it. Exactly. Even if only was. Yeah, I feel like Ariane should be able to I feel like Martel should be able to show his life. That's how I feel. That's what we're asking for when we're looking at reality shows, is that people show their lives. And I feel like he should be able to show his life. And his life right now is with Coleslaw. It's with her. So, I guess side chicks up one. What are these millimeters gonna do? I know they gag because when they showed her picture, he said her name, girl. I was like this. I couldn't even believe it. I thought, oh my God. They waited to Melody. They showed Melody enough respect. Yes, Coleslaw with it. Oh my God, she with it. My thing is, he said she in nursing school. He helping her through nursing school. And I'm like, y'all been together all this time? And all she doing I hope she's becoming a nurse practitioner. Because if you're just going to become an LPN, RN, hopefully you're getting a bachelor's in nursing. I don't know, but girl, you done wasted your time. You've been dealing with this man all this time and kind of been on the show, off the show a little bit. I knew something was up because Ariane posted her. I knew it too. And he said, basically, he responded and said, that's his woman, basically. What's that song? It was an old song. Amy Grant and whoever, because she left her husband, whoever the guy was, country singer, left his wife, and that song goes, let's give him something to talk about. And I feel that way with Martel and Ariane, or AKA Coleslaw. Let's give him something to talk about. And I feel like, let him show his story. Because I'm tired of him trying to be in the scene, and I wonder why, because I noticed he's not filming at his house unless him and her live together. I don't know. But it would give him a good opportunity to show his life instead of stirring up mess. And that's what I feel like when people don't want to show their life, they stir up mess. And that's what the fuck he did. And Tisha played right into it. But she was playing with the devil. And the devil said, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to bring your husband home on my podcast. Oh, my God. So that's all I got for this. I think it was a good episode. And like what other YouTuber said, that Martel that gave the YouTube street something to talk about for 2 weeks when he's putting up Ariane on here. So Will Coleslaw, a.k.a. Ariane, a.k.a. the side chick. Do y'all think she would be on the show? Her likeness is already on there. So will she be filming with Martel? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm about to go and do some line dancing today. And hopefully it start raining soon. But y'all have a great evening. And Brandy, I'm going to try to catch some of your live, sister. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.